Alright everybody, welcome to game 1 in this best of 2 match between Top Tyr and SPX League of Lions. We're going to go ahead and, one moment, get all this stuff set up, and we will begin the match in just a moment. Let's take a look and see what the teams are. League of Lions will be on the blue side, and Top Tyr is on the red side. So in the, hold on one moment, let me fix this. That way we can compare apples to apples. Okay, in the top lane, we have Malphite versus Heimerdinger. In the jungle, we have Shaco versus Zed. In the mid lane, we have Yasuo versus Silas. And then in the bot lane, we have Kaisa, we have Kaisa and Thresh versus Caitlyn and Morgana. So right at the beginning here, we have Silas just hanging out on a ward. Blue team is wondering what he's doing there as he's just moving back and forth, waiting on position. Here comes Kaisa. Oh, the entire blue team has shown up, and Silas does not see them because there is no vision there. It looks like he is trapped between a rock and a hard place there. As Silas tries to get out of there, he's going to make his escape. No summoners blown. He's going to back, and looks like he's going to be healthy, and then he's just going to lose a little bit of CS there as Yasuo is going to push him out of the lane. But it should be just fine as everybody comes back. Shaco's doing what Shaco does, using his box to go ahead and start leashing his wolves, so that he can also take the red buff from wolves. This is a very traditional Shaco start. As Silas looks like he didn't go back, or he's already taken a lot of poke here from the Yasuo. Yasuo is doing plenty of damage to him here in the mid lane. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Caitlyn is doing what Caitlyn does and is working to try to bully. Ooh, a good hook there for Morgana. Damage is done there to the Thresh, as Caitlyn and Morgana are pushing as is expected of this particular bot lane. Caitlyn is a bully in her lane. She is probably going to push. Looks like bot lane here is going to wait so they can get Thresh till he is a nice, big, beefy person here. Level 2 power spike from the Yasuo as he pushes the Silas back. Silas gets a level 2 pretty quickly from that. He decides to go in with half health. Does damage here to the Yasuo. Try to run now from that, and Yasuo runs him down. Burns the ignite, but an ignite for a kill is always a good trade there. Morgana throws a binding there on the Kaisa. Kaisa's going to have to back away from that as she starts chugging her potion there in the bottom portion of the lane. Looks like bottom lane on both sides is pretty beat up, but both laners decide that they're going to stay for that. Meanwhile, Shaco is trying to engage on the Zed. Zed doesn't see him as Shaco gets the advantage on him, and Zed goes down to the Gromp as Shaco takes him down. Meanwhile, in the, ooh, that was a good hook there by the Thresh. Morgana keeps her laner safe with a black shield. Unfortunately, she hooks a minion, but that's going to be there as Silas has now caught Shaco in the jungle. He was a little too greedy, staying just a little too long as Shaco tries to get away. He throws a box. Silas is looking for this engage here. Meanwhile, Thresh and Morgana have both shown up to the fight. Here comes Yasuo. It is now a 3v2. Never mind, Caitlyn has joined. So is Kaisa. That is a kill there for the Silas, and the black shield is going to keep him safe. But the wind wall is going to keep too much more of an engage from there, as we're going to get a kill onto the Thresh. They're looking back and forth there as Zed wants to take this scuttle. Thresh is going to go back and spend some of his money, as the scuttle is still alive. They're going to have a little fight for it in the river. Caitlyn is not there. Morgana lands a binding on the Thresh, keeps her Zed safe with a black shield, as Morgana and Zed make it out of that engagement. Looks like the scuttle is still being fought for as Shaco is back. Zed doesn't have a lot of health to really engage in this. Caitlyn is not there. Here comes Silas camping out on a ward. Shaco is taken. Oh, Zed gets down with his double buffs, gifting both of the buffs to the Zed. Zed was way too low there, and Shaco got double buffs for his involvement there. Meanwhile, top lane is doing what top lane does, is farming away as you would expect. Shaco comes to mid lane to do an engagement there on the Silas. Silas is so 2 levels down, and that is a kill given to the Shaco with the double buffs and a kill lead to his mid laner. That's going to set the Silas back a lot. He is currently 6 CS with 1 kill to Yasuo's 1 CS, 1 kill, 2 assists, and 26 CS. Alright, let's go ahead and happen in the top lane. Blue side has seen the Zed come up to the top portion of the map. Alright, Morgana's going to black shield herself and keep herself nice and safe there from the Thresh. Looks like Shaco is going to go ahead and try to keep his buff nice and secure. Pings are being done here on the Zed as Zed tries to make an escape. Malphite comes down, so does Heimerdinger to protect their respective junglers, and Shaco secures his blue buff, now moving on to the Gromp. Malphite goes back up to his lane as well, deciding that it is time to continue the assault on the top lane. Oh, some good damage there from the turrets of Heimerdinger as Sylas is back to his mid lane now. Trying to calmly farm his mid lane and not get too close to the Yasuo. Alright, looks like everybody is just farming up their lanes here. Let's take a look at the overall score of the lanes. So far the game is 5-2 in favor of blue side. Blue side is up about 1.5K gold right now. No turrets have fallen from either side. No major objectives like Dragon or Shelly at this point in the game have been taken. On the top lane, the CS differential is 29-37. In the jungle, it's 32 even. Oh, another kill there by Yasuo as he has hit level 6, but he didn't have to use his ult. The level advantage on the Sylas is definitely playing a part here, as is the CS difference. Yasuo already has a full set of boots, whereas Sylas is still got pieces of items. That Yasuo is 150 gold bounty, as well as the 150 gold bounty from the Shaco. Alright, so continuing what we were talking about, Yasuo has an impressive lead of 47 CS to 15. On the bot lead, the CS differential is 45-33, with the supports at an 8-2. About typical difference there from supports. Meanwhile, Zed is going to try to take the buff from he's trying to secure his own buff, but the mid laner and the jungler are just too much for him as they are roaming as a pack, taking out the opposing jungler there. Bot lane is hanging tight here. As now the Sylas is hanging in the mid lane, he goes in for the Yasuo, but there is a Shaco in the mid lane, diving underneath the turret with an ignite. Will Sylas have enough to make it through? The potion is just enough to keep Sylas alive from this engagement. He's going to have to back away from that turret, though, as a turret dive is not out of the question. Shaco does have clones and is pretty healthy. Shaco's going to go ahead and take more of Zed's camps. Alright, so damage is being done back and forth here to the bot lane. Bot lane is pretty tame. Looks like most of the action is happening in the mid and jungle of this game. I think that's going to be the difference in this game, the mid lane and the jungle from both teams, seeing what they can and cannot do.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Red team took the objective of taking out the dragon first, so that is an ocean dragon for red team. Red team is going to need that abilities from their prospective dragon there to go ahead and help them through this game as Caitlyn gets hooked, and Zed meanwhile comes bot lane for a gank. I'm not sure if there was enough communication there as the rest of bot lane was not there in time. That's going to be an escape. Oh, never mind. He goes down to the ignite of the Morgana. So that is a 1-for-1 trade in the bot lane. Looking for another one here as Morgana gets pretty close there to the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is level 6 though to Morgana's level 5. There is not an ultimate to be thrown yet, but she is working on trying to get there as Kai'Sa is just going to hang out here as Yasuo is creeping down from the middle portion of the map. Let's see if red team sees him. He did walk right past the ward, but I don't think they saw him in time. Here comes the engage onto the Kai'Sa. Meanwhile, Morgana's trying to get away. Kaisa is going to survive the Caitlyn. Caitlyn went too deep for that, trying to get the kill and turn the trade back. Morgana's trying to get away from the Yasuo as she hits him. Meanwhile, Silas comes down from mid lane to try to do some damage here on the bottom portion of the map. He misses the 2-level difference. Thresh throws a hook and lands a graceful hook. Silas goes down as well. Morgana tries to back away as Zed now joins the engagement. They are trickling in one at a time, and meanwhile, the blue team is working to rout the enemy red team as it is currently a 10-3 difference. And meanwhile, Shaco has made his way to the top portion of the map. Heimerdinger is trying to get away from this, but he does not have enough as Heimerdinger goes down as well. That is an 11-3 difference in favor of the blue team. Thresh misses his hook on the bottom portion of the map. Silas misses his chain on the middle portion of the map, as now he's just going to farm these minions out, and Yasuo is going to poke him down pretty low there with his abilities underneath his turret. Thresh misses, but Morgana was going to black shield that one anyway, I believe. A hook by the Morgana as Caitlyn does plenty of damage there. I'm not sure if her ultimate would be enough, especially because Kaisa would be able to block, so that was the right call there to not throw the ultimate. Thresh hanging out on a ward there. Morgana lands a binding on him and does some damage. Caitlyn throws her ultimate, but Kaisa skillfully takes one for her team, as it were, as she protects her Thresh from the Caitlyn ult. Thresh is going to be able to go back. Morgana is going to make him go back a little further in lane, reminding him that she is still a factor here in the bottom portion of the map. Thresh wisely moves back to some more minions there to give him some cover, as Morgana and Caitlyn look just a little more for an engagement there. Morgana hits both her ultimate and her binding there with the shot from the Caitlyn to take out the enemy ADC. Alright, Shaco is waiting here in the middle portion of the map, looking for an in. Shaco comes in underneath the turret there, working with his clones, and that's going to be a downed Silas. Going to go ahead and pop the Shelly there in the middle portion of the map, which they have an advantage in, so it'll be really good on their part to free up their mid laner. That was a wise call, as Zed goes too far underneath the turret and gets caught by the Thresh. Zed goes down. First turret is given to the blue team, as now Yasuo and Shaco are working together to clear out the map. They are hunting as a pack, looking for the enemy team, as it looks like the red team is just trickling in one laner at a time. Alright, blue team is going to clear out some of the wards here on the bottom portion of the map. They're working on this turret. They're going to get at least one turret plating for their trouble. Not going to be able to take out the entire turret here, as Zed was seen by the Shaco. Has to use his ability to escape there.
And shoot fire.
Morgana just misses the Shaco with her binding, as bot lane is going to take another turret plating for their troubles. They may have enough to take it out, but never mind. Here comes Morgana. Morgana's looking for a binding. She throws one on the Thresh, hits her abilities, throws an ultimate. Damage is being done. Oh, she's just going to get away from that, but no, never mind. Thresh takes her out. Caitlyn, meanwhile, is trying to get vengeance for her down Morgana, and that is one down to the Ignite of Morgana. Meanwhile, Zed gets taken out by the Shaco. Caitlyn ultimates and takes out the Thresh on the bottom portion of the map. But here comes Yasuo. I don't think Caitlyn saw him, as Yasuo is now right there. I don't think she was paying attention to the map to see that her Zed was taken down. And she does make it out. She's going to have to back up, though, and respect the fact that Yasuo could go underneath that turret if he wanted to. Meanwhile, top lane is top laning, farming, hanging out, waiting for their respective junglers to come and tip the sides on one side or the other. They're having a good fun game of League of Legends on the top side of the map. Alright, both Shaco and Yasuo are sitting with 600 gold bounties, as Yasuo doesn't have a death to his name yet, and meanwhile, Shaco has only the one. So, Dragon is gonna easily go. Oh, the Dragon was stolen! Morgana took it at the last second. I really thought Shaco had that one, as Caitlyn tries to get away, but she is not able to. Meanwhile, Silas has come to the bottom portion of the map. Yasuo throws an amazing ultimate, takes out the Zed. Morgana is trying to run. Damage is being done here, but the Silas is taken down as well. Morgana desperately trying to get away. Throws a binding, throws some abilities here, trying to heal up just a little bit as Shaco hits her. Will there be just enough? But no, Morgana goes down to the Shaco as well. Second turret goes down. This first turret of the bot lane, second turret of the game. So that is 2 turrets to no turrets, and almost 8k difference towards the blue team. Alright, blue team is going to clear out some of the enemy vision here. Sweeping through as Caitlyn and Silas have found the Thresh as he is by himself. Thresh tries to get away, does abilities. They are not wanting to chase him into the river as Yasuo is hanging around in the river waiting for someone to overstep their boundaries. Silas just misses the Thresh. He's probably actually thankful for that, so that he doesn't get taken out by the enemy Yasuo. Oh, just misses. Both of them just missed their abilities there, as the ultimate is... No, sorry, a puddle is thrown from Morgana. She black shields to try to get away. Being chased, Silas comes in from the side, trying to escape. Silas goes in on the Thresh and gets taken out by the Yasuo in the 4 versus 1 assault. Meanwhile, Morgana throws an... Oh, she gets caught out by the Shaco, trying to place a ward in between games. In between lanes, sorry.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright, red team's turret goes down. Alright, now another red turret goes down to the Yasuo. Caitlyn is working to clear out the minions here on the top portion of the map. Here comes Morgana and Caitlyn trying to help out the Yasuo, but the Yasuo needs to be moved back away here from that particular lane. Morgana goes down. Ultimate is grabbed there by Silas. He has the Yasuo ultimate, but does he have the knockups to go with it on his team? He's going to have to do this one on his own. Shaco is clearing out a minion real quick. He's just running through his jungle and the enemy's jungle, taking all the buffs for himself. Alright, red team is backing up there as it looks like Kaisa has hit the Silas. She goes in for some damage there as Silas goes into the 1v1 there. Taken out by the Yasuo, sorry, the 1v2. As meanwhile... Oh, sorry, the red team here has chosen to surrender, so that will be the end of game 1. Excuse us for a moment while we set up for game 2, everyone. Alright everybody, welcome to game 2 of this best of 2. One moment please. There we go, apples to apples.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So our teams have switched sides this time. This time Top Tyr is on blue side and the SPX League of Lions is on the red side. So let's see what we have here between our combatants. We have in the top lane, Teemo versus Cho'Gath. In the jungle, we have Viego versus Shaco. In the mid lane, we have Kassadin versus Yone.
Minions have spawned.
And then in the bot lane, we have Xayah and Morgana versus... Oh no, Morgana got grabbed real quick. She flashes back over. That is a flash blown. Watching out for a Blitzcrank there. That's a classic Blitzcrank maneuver to throw a ward on the side and get that last hook, because usually someone's coming around the corner there. So that is a lesson learned for the blue team. A flash down for Morgana. She's going to go ahead and just drink her refillable potion instead of going back to lane. That's a choice that she's going to make there. As now the red team, of Caitlyn and Blitzcrank, I did get distracted there from calling out who was in that lane, have pushed the lane in. So Viego's going to finish up his buff and head on to his Gromps, maybe trying for a quick bot lane gank. We'll see what he's going to do with that there. As there's definitely a ward there, so they can see which way he didn't go out, so it's going to be careful here, so what Viego's going to do. Kassadin versus Yone in the mid lane here. Kassadin is working to do some damage to the Yone, as Cho'Gath is pretty much just going to push that Teemo around for a little bit in the top lane. Meanwhile, Kassadin takes some damage there from the Yone, as both combatants have hit level 2. Yone is up in CS. But so far, they are the same level here, as they are going to trade some damage back and forth. No one's going to really start feeling the burn until they get to level 6. We'll see who's got the better power spec, as now Shaco is on the top portion of the map. Teemo goes down. First blood to red side, as the flash was in vain. Looks like Shaco has changed his plan this game. This game looks like he may be doing more of a top lane engage, which will mean that Teemo was going to need to play safer than the previous game. They might be trying to get their top laner ahead. Meanwhile, the Shaco is going to invade the jungle here. He's going to invade for the red buff there. He's going to try to take it away from Viego. Viego's forced to flash away, and Shaco's prize is Viego's blue buff. So Viego's down above. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Morgana gets a binding there on the Blitzcrank. And Xayah does some good poke, but Blitzcrank is going to drink a potion, and he's going to be right as rain. On the bot side, they're going to have to play behind minions, because at this point, since they're pushed, Blitzcrank is going to be very good at pulling people underneath turrets. Meanwhile, it looks like Shaco has met the Viego. Viego stole the buff. Damage is being done. Shaco has the respect of his teammates as they show up to escort Viego away. Kassadin, oh, that is a hook right there onto the Morgana. There is not enough there as the Morgana goes down. Kassadin goes down to the jungler there. In the jungle there from the Shaco, taken down by the tag team assault of the Yone, the Yone and the Cho'Gath. Meanwhile, Xayah has to flash away. Oh, Blitzcrank catches her with his own flash, throws a hook. She is not able to get away this time as she goes down to the Caitlyn. Shaco is just hanging out there to the Yone. Throws down a trap here. To the Viego. Viego is in a 4v1 situation. He tries to get away. Does some damage to the Caitlyn. Is able to escape, and Morgana is there. Blitzcrank grabs some Morgana though for her binding troubles, and that is another kill down for the red team. Meanwhile, Teemo is pushing in top lane, just kind of bullying the poor Cho'Gath, blinding him so he can't really get an attack back. Viego comes in hard by himself. Caitlyn stuns him away. Viego is going very deep here in for this Caitlyn kill, but he is backed away. Meanwhile, Teemo is bullying the poor little baby Cho'Gath. He's not a big boy yet. He hasn't had any meals. Viego backs. Zaya looks like she found herself a target as she stops the back from the Blitzcrank and Caitlyn, making them back a little further away underneath turret. Pretty safe there, as if someone comes up, Blitzcrank could just hook them and pull them underneath turret. Timo is currently level 5, working there on that Cho'Gath. Alright, pings are going out. Red side is asking for some assistance there on the bottom portion of their map, questioning what's going on back there. Meanwhile, Timo is taking some damage there from the Cho'Gath, nothing too major. Looks like the Viego is waiting here for the Cassidy. Viego is only level 4 though. I'm not sure if this is a 2v2 fight they want, but Shaco is definitely nowhere to be seen as he is currently on the bottom portion of the map. Morgana black shields herself. Zaya tries to get away. The root on the Shaco keeps him from going forward, but damage is done. I think it's a little too much for the Morgana as she tries to get away. She is going to walk it off. Throw another binding for her trouble. Take a little hit back. They're pinging out where the Viego is, as Viego is now in a 1v1 with the Yone. Here comes the Cassidin. Damage is being done. Yone goes down to the tag team. Now the Viego is trying to get away. He's stolen the Yone's ability, doing damage here to both of the Shaco. Oh, here comes Morgana trying to help her teammate. She roots the Blitzcrank, but it's not enough, as now she's on the wrong side of the map. I think she forgot what side she's on, as she throws a black shield on herself, throws a binding, and hits the Caitlyn, so she's not able to pursue. Meanwhile, the Zaya walks onto a trap, takes some damage. Red team pings out the Cassidy because Cassidin's pretty low. He's not going to be able to do too much as now it is 1v3. Cassidin tries to get away, does some damage, takes out the Blitzcrank in the 1v3. Has to throw a flash, trying to respect the Shaco. Getting away, Blitzcrank's taking down his bounty, as we are resetting the map here from those little onslaught of kills there, as Zaya tries to poke the Caitlyn, making her go back just a little bit more. Alright, so now that the map has settled down a little bit, let's take a look at the overall gameplay. There is a 3.5k gold lead, a little more, on the red side. Red side is up 7-2. So far, neither team has gotten an objective like a dragon, a turret, or Shelly, but that will come. As far as the lanes go, the CS difference is 33-38. In the jungle is 33-50. In the mid lane, it is 45-56. In the bot lane, it is 43-44. And then for the supports, it is 1-8. About normal for supports. Oh, Blitzcrank grabs Zaya, and there's a heal that is forced to be used there on the bottom portion of the map. Bot lane's going to have to back out of that one. Blue team was able to take the dragon there. That is the first objective towards the blue side of the map. Morgana throws a binding. Gonna have to respect the Blitzcrank's ability to hook though. They're not gonna be able to go in too hard on that one, as the Cassidin and the Yone are in a brawl in the middle portion of the map. Their levels have now equalized, as it looks like that's gonna be for naught, as both of the junglers show up. Shaco comes in trying to take advantage of the low health of the Cassidin. Goes invisible, guess wrong, damage is done. Shaco goes down to the combined assault of the Viego and the Cassidin, but Morgana gets ulted by the Caitlyn. That is a life for a life here on that particular engagement. Very good effort by both teams there, focusing on areas that they want to prioritize for the rest of the game. As now Cassidin takes out the Yone in the middle of the lane there. That is a good 1-for-1, as neither one had too much health. Here comes Viego to the bottom portion of the map. He's looking for a prize, goes in on the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank flashes away and goes down. Now he takes over and misses the Caitlyn with his hook. Goes in, knocks her up, does damage back as Viego again. Works on the Caitlyn, tries to get her down, and that is another kill for the Yone. Yone bringing himself back into this game focusing on targets that he knows he is able to get. While meanwhile, the Shaco is uncontested in the top portion of the map. He is working hard on taking out Shelly all by himself. Let's see if he's able to do it. Doesn't look like anyone's alerted to the presence that Shaco is there. In fact, I'm pretty sure everyone's quite glad that Shaco is not on the map, harassing them in their lanes. So they might even just let him stay there just to give themselves a moment. Teemo's getting very low. Looks like Cho'Gath is hungry. Back to the middle portion of the map, we have Kassadin versus Yone. Damages back and forth here as Yone gets pulled back. Turret hits him as one more parting gift. Blitzcrank, meanwhile, is leaning in for a shot. Here's Shaco in the middle portion of the map there. Damage is being done. Kassadin is good. He makes it out of there just in time. Xayah throws her escape as Shaco is looking to see where he's going to drop the Shelly. Now, last time they dropped the Shelly mid to give their mid laner a chance to roam, but this time the turret plate damage is equalized in mid. They are a little bit behind in turrets on the bottom portion of the map. I'm not sure where Shaco wants to drop this. Mid is not a bad place to drop it. Sorry, there is a turret plating advantage for the red side towards the mid lane, so that's not a bad place for him to drop it. Or he could drop it in bot lane to equalize some of the pressure there and let his support and ADC do a lane swap maybe and roam a little more. Viego comes up to the top portion of the map, goes in on the Cho'Gath. Teemo and Cho'Gath are working hand in hand to take down the Void Beast on the top portion of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we have Blitzcrank looking for a hook. Sorry, there's no minions in the way there, so that would have just been a clean takedown for them. Shaco is eyeing the middle portion of the map. There are no wards there. They are pinging and wondering if the Viego is in the bush there. Kassadin clears out a ward as Blitzcrank just barely misses a hook on the Morgana. The blue team has brought the lead back to within 1,000 gold. They are really working on collecting some of those bounties and have 2 bounties of their own, as now they're working on the Yone. Damage is being done, but it's a 3v2 now. Caitlyn throws her ultimate, and oh, he just makes it out. Viego goes down to save his Kassadin, as it seems like almost everybody from the blue team had moved up to that fight. Morgana throws a root, but it looks like that may be the fake or the real one. We don't know yet. We're going to have to see here. Xayah is going to run away from this one as Blitzcrank predicts the Morgana would be there, and she goes down to the Shaco. Shaco with another kill in his bag as Xayah is running for her life. Currently, the objectives up would be a dragon in the next 30 seconds, but everyone on the blue team will be up in that time, so they're just going to play some wards, probably get ready. Shaco is going to go ahead and counter jungle, stealing some of Viego's buffs while Viego's dead. Viego's going to see him on this buff. He's going to go in on the Shaco. There is no blast tone. Shaco's trying to get away. Viego spots him. Blitzcrank is here to help. Shaco is down. Blitzcrank and Caitlyn are there too. Kassadin and Yone are fighting in the middle portion of the map as Kassadin goes in the 1v1. And oh, it was so close there. A last second shield kept Yone alive as if Ignite was there instead of a teleport, that may have been a trade 1v1 there for both of them. But this time, Yone gets the advantage of his dueling counterpart. Yone is quite low health. I think he's probably going to go back. Yes, he does go back to base to replenish, so this is going to be an uncontested dragon for the blue team. Blue team takes the second dragon. That is 2 dragons to 0 so far with the objectives, and now the mountains rise as the only drakes besides Elder spawning for the rest of the game will be mountain drakes as the terrain changes for the rest of the map. That's going to be some more interesting gank potentials and some more escape potentials here as Viego looks to see. Oh, he came in to catch Cho'Gath taking his buff. Cho'Gath has to flash. Here comes Shaco. He's working here on the Cho'Gath, doing damage to it. Teemo shows up. Viego takes out the Cho'Gath. Now the Shaco has to respect what Cho'Gath can do. As Viego goes in to do some damage, the clones are split. Teemo gets caught by a Shaco trap as he's going to do some damage here. A smite on the Gromp is going to keep him alive as he runs away. Here's the Yone. Yone is here to do some damage to the Teemo. Viego's trying not to go down to the Yone's damage, trying to wait it out. Shaco takes out the Yone in the top, sorry, Shaco takes out the Viego, the Teemo in the top portion of the map. Meanwhile, in the bottom portion of the map, Caitlyn takes out the Morgana, while Cassidy has shown up to take out the Yone. Still looking to take out the Shaco as he's doing just a little bit more damage. And he takes out the Shaco with double buffs for that. That was an impressive trade on all portions of the map. Both teams are fighting very hard here. Looks like Caitlyn and Blitzcrank are going to get the prize of first turret on the bottom portion of the map. That is going to increase the gold lead of the red team back up to almost 3K. 2 dragons in the favor of blue team. They are closer to Soul. Red team, though, does have that first turret, which is going to allow their bottom lane to roam more, be able to work on some more objectives. They may even lane swap with the Cho'Gath on the top portion of the map, or they may move to mid to help out the Yone. We'll see what they're going to end up going to, as the blue team is going to push these waves back out, try to reassert some dominance here on the map, as it does look like the Blitzcrank is going to go back this time. I thought he was going to roam mid. Looks like he's going to go back, as Caitlyn is now coming straight down mid. So it does look like they are going to move their bot lane towards the middle portion of the map. Maybe go ahead and press the advantage that Caitlyn has with range to take out that tier 1 mid lane turrets. Alright, so Caitlyn is now in mid lane, along with Morgana and Xayah. It's a party in mid lane now, as 3 members of the blue side are in mid lane, 2 members of the red side are in mid lane. Cho'Gath there getting silent. Cho'Gath there silencing the Teemo. Teemo's running for his life. Little Yordle trying to get away. As, oh, that was very close. As apparently Shaco had moved up to the top portion lane. Viego getting his hand caught in the cookie jar as he's trying to get away now. Here comes his bot lane to try to offer assistance. Morgana throws him binding, but don't forget Blitzcrank can still hook. Flash is done. Xayah steps on a trap, and Blitzcrank just barely misses another hook. If he landed that hook, that may have been a 4-person death. So meanwhile, we're going to have Yone. Oh, another good binding there onto the Yone. But Caitlyn does some impressive return fire to the Xayah in the middle portion of the map here. Meanwhile, Shaco is working on another objective there of getting the... Looks like he's getting the... Oh, he got the vision. And blue team's going to clear out some vision. They're fighting over nothing, they say. They're going to go back out, try to reassess the situation. As Cho'Gath has joined the game. Here comes Cho'Gath, a binding on him as well. Damage is being done. He's going to have to flash, but no, he doesn't have it up. He goes down. Viego in a 1v1 with Yone. Viego goes down. Sorry, a 1v2 as Blitzcrank showed up to do some damage there. Teemo is hatching a ward. I don't think he realizes that quite yet. That's why no one's visiting him in his little bush. They realize that he is expecting a ward, and they don't want to interrupt that. Morgana throws down a puddle to cause the lane to reset just a little bit. And now blue team has pinged out that they want that dragon. They want their 3rd Drake, so they are closer to Soul. Red team, it looks like they're resetting. Soul is not up for 40 seconds though. So even though the blue team go over there, there is no prize yet. The best they can do is clear out some vision for later on in the match. It looks like Xayah and Morgana are going to move up the lane a little bit. No way. Alright, Cassidin's forced to flash from that. As the Morgana, they are now, looks like blue team wants this dragon, and red team does not want to let them have it. Cassidin is pretty low. He's pretty much out of this fight. Never mind, as he removes Shaco from the equation. As Xayah throws her ability to zone the other team. Doesn't root anyone, but Morgana does get a binding. That dragon's going to go over to blue team. As now the next dragon is Soul. They are at Soul points. Alright, blue team is moving up as a duo, working together to clear out some vision. Blitzcrank, though, with the hook over the wall. He was able to get away, but he did have to burn a flash. Always need to respect the fact that Blitzcrank can hook through walls. Red team has taken out their first turret, as now it looks like Morgana's gonna go down. She let her jungler escape at the cost of her own life. Viego's looking for a kill here. Looks like Shaco's going to pop the Rift Herald. And Viego goes down to the Shaco Yone combo. Meanwhile, Cassin is going to secure himself a blue buff. Shaco looks to secure himself a red buff. Shelly's going to work on this tier 2 turret. This tier 2 turret is not long for this world. Alright, oh, Teemo has wandered into the wrong thing. His own jungle isn't safe. He's been in top lane for so long, he didn't realize it. He hasn't popped his head out in a minute. Hence the life of a top laner. Pop your head out, all of a sudden the game is completely different. Morgana did not see the Shaco there. I don't think she realized it. She was very focused on getting that ward as the red team has secured another turret, this time on the top portion of the map. Yone is going in onto the Blitzcrank. He does escape for just a brief second as he goes down as well. Cassidy is working here on the Shaco. He picks the wrong one, but he has a second chance to guess again. Never mind, Yone says one guess is all you get this time, Cassidy, as Cassidy goes down excuse me, to the ignite of the Yone.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Caitlyn, using her impressive range and damage, takes out another turret. So that is now 4 turrets for the red side, as the blue team only has the 1. The gold lead is back up to an over 6k gold lead in favor of the red side. Alright, that dragon goes down. Alright, let's look at the overall KDA of our combatants. Teemo is 033, Cho'Gath is 032, Viego is 662, Shaco is 943, Cassidy is 731, whereas Yone is 439, Zaya is 031, Caitlyn is 514, Morgana is 071, and Blitzcrank is 429. There are 3 bounties on the red side. They belong to Shaco at 300 gold, Yone at 300 gold, and Caitlyn at 250 gold. So we ask ourselves, what can the blue team do to try to get back in this game? Well, they need to respect the fact that Blitzcrank gets a hook on someone. They either need to all go in as 5, or they need to just pull out as 4. Because either way, when the Blitzcrank pulls someone that's pretty much an engaged in their team, they're just going to melt whoever they get. So either they let that person go and completely pull back, or they all go in as a team and they all fight it. It looked like they were doing good when they were roaming in as a team, but now they are trickling in one at a time to engagements, and that is just not what they're going to need to do. What does Red Team need to do? Continue fighting as a pack. Continue roaming around the map. Close out this game nice and clean. Don't worry about individual people. I mean, if you can pick one off, that's fine. If one of yours goes down, that's okay. You've got 4 more able-bodied fighters, and so far everyone on that team can carry their weight just fine. Caught out Yone goes, Viego. Caitlyn caught out Viego, and Shaco helped her take it down. They are not going to let the blue team have Dragon Soul. No steal for you this time, Morgana, as she is trying to get away, but I don't think she's got enough pep in her step. A heal from her ADC does save her. Binding damage is being done. Doesn't look like Zaya's going to get away from her trouble. Caitlyn black shields herself, but it's not enough, as Caitlyn is able to cover so much ground with the Yordle, with the nets and whatnot. So she was just able to run her down, use her heal and her flash to secure that kill. Red team is working here on the first inhibitor turret, and it melts like butter. Working here on the first inhibitor, it's going to go down without too much of a fight, as it looks like Cho'Gath is doing a split push. Red team is probably going to go ahead and rotate up. Oh, never mind. They're going to turn around on the Kassadin, who is working in the back portion of the game. Kassadin trying to get away, as meanwhile Viego pushes Shaco off of the map. Everybody's jockeying for position here, as blue team is just pushing the minion wave up so they can assault this next inhibitor turret. As Yone has split off to bot lane to do the same type of assault there in a two-pronged attack. Kassadin goes down to the Shaco. He didn't realize that his team is not allowed to leave their base yet. Teemo gets escorted back to the fountain there by way of Cho'Gath, Caitlyn, and Blitzcrank. As Caitlyn ults, the Morgana takes her down. Meanwhile, Viego takes on the Shaco. Not going to be quite enough there, though, as he goes down as well. Zaya gets caught. She gets taken down. So now that is a second inhibitor turret down. Inhibitor goes down as well. They are now working on Nexus turrets. That is the first Nexus turret down. Second Nexus turret is going to have to wait for just a second, as Kassadin takes down the Yone, giving a temporary reprieve as he goes golden. Morgana throws a binding. Second turret goes down. Kassadin takes out a Blitzcrank before he too is taken down. And we're just going to go ahead and clean up some minions here, as the blue team is in a bad state, as they have no turrets protecting their Nexus, as the red team is going to go back to base, recoup, and try it again.
Your team's turret has been destroyed.
Cho'Gath does have a teleport ready. His team is signaling. Blue team is spawning that red team may be on Baron, as he is correct. They have just spawned the Baron, and they are, just went to the Baron, as they are taking it down effortlessly. That health is going down quick, as Viego is going to try to steal it. Blue team is escorted away from the buff there, as it looks like Cho'Gath is going to take it down effortlessly. Viego goes down, Zaya goes down, Morgana is next in suit. Kassadin is running, trying to buy a little more time. Teemo is back in the base. Super minions, Teemo's not going to have enough by himself, as he's forced to flash. Kassadin is coming back through the back line. There is nothing stopping the red team from taking the Nexus, as they are knocking at the door of the end of game 2. And that is the end of game 2 for the day. Good game to both teams there. Well played. There were some amazing team fights to be had. Alright, join us tomorrow for the last regular season Smite game. Then you will have the last regular season Rocket League games on Thursday. After that, we have a week off from all actions from all esports. And then we come back the last week of November. We will be in postseason. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night.